Hey girl. Hello, my beautiful Capricorn. How are you doing? My name is SimplyVelca, and I'm going to be doing your weekly general reading this week. Now, I also do your weekly soulmate reading between you and your person, which I'll leave a link to over here if you would like to check that out. But when it comes to any of my readings, rely on your intuition, Capricorn, because you know your situation better than I ever possibly could. So take the cards that resonate and leave what doesn't, because put it in perspective, I'm just a man reading some tarot cards to you, right? Now, if you find some cards that resonate with you, let me know in the comments below, because that's how I keep up with y'all. I always love hearing y'all's aha moments, as I like to say, that you guys have throughout the reading of a card that you feel like was pulled specifically for you. And yeah, if you do enjoy my reading style, be sure to give me a like and subscribe, because it does help out my channel a lot, and I always am super appreciative when you guys take the time to do that for me. And yeah, if you know someone that might be interested in my readings, also be sure to send a link to them. Share the love, right? But let's get into your reading now, Capricorn. We have the Nine of Pentacles as your overall energy. I really enjoy this. This is matching the similar energy with Taurus in that, like, a very grounded week for you guys. You're really bringing things into the physical. With this Nine of Pentacles, this is somebody who is being extremely self-sufficient. So maybe during this week, Capricorn, there's something that has happened that has, like, kind of uplifted you a little bit, because I feel like you're coming out of something. I say this because we have the Eight of Air and the Three of Air, and this is usually, air cards are swords, by the way, so this would technically be Three of Swords and then Eight of Swords. Three of Swords talks about some type of pain that you've been going through, Capricorn, and Eight of Air talks about, it's kind of referring to it and letting me know that of some type of, like, mental struggle that you've been having with yourself. This is usually like a feeling maybe like you wouldn't be able to accomplish anything, dare I say. This is usually like because the Eight of Air is like the how would you put it? The self-limiting beliefs that we put on ourselves. It would be like let's use myself for example. If I said that, oh, I'm not a good enough tarot reader, so I need to improve my tarot reading ability before I make any videos on YouTube, right? I use those type of things to stop me from doing what it is I truly want to do, which is putting myself out there and making YouTube videos, right? And so it's one of those, like, trap things where it's like, I'm never going to, like, having that type of attitude, it just already shows that I'm never going to be of the mindset, I'm never going to feel as if I'm good enough for YouTube, right? And so it's one of those things that, like, you know, self-inflicted pain, really, because it's like, I want to post on YouTube, but because of my self-limiting beliefs, I don't, but I'm making the choice for that. Queen of Fire comes in is where it is a point where you just kind of, like, wake up one day and you realize your potential, right? You realize your Nine of Pentacles potential. And, you know, Queen of Fire talks about just spreading your wings and flying and going, like, towards something passionately. So, yeah, I like this overall reading so far. We're going to pull some clarifiers now, though, Capricorn, just so we can get a little bit more depth into this reading, see what's really going on here, right? Now we have the Death and Rebirth card, number 13, coming in strong for you. So maybe, yeah, maybe this is like you've been going through, like, a dark period, perhaps, Capricorn, and now releasing a lot, right? Releasing a lot. Maybe you're releasing, like, maybe for a lot of you, you probably have been doing some shadow work, right? Maybe for some of you, you've had to let go of things that you weren't ready to let go of. You had wake-up calls in terms of some aspects of your life. Maybe some of you guys realize you're not invincible, is what I'm hearing. I don't know, I just can't help but feel, Capricorn, a lot of you guys have experienced some type of sobering experience. And that's what this Death and Rebirth card comes in at, where it's just like you needed to have some type of sobering experience to kind of, like, snap you awake, right? To break those illusions that you're having with yourself. Or maybe, you know, this could just be one of those things where it feels like you hit rock bottom and now you have you don't have any other choice but to go up at this point, right? You can't risk being kicked down in the dumps anymore. But I like this energy, though, because it's like you're finally just, like, going up and, like, reaching for your potential now. It's like you were finally pushed into breaking free almost. Give me this card, my gosh. We have the Emperor card coming in here. Yeah, you're coming into your power through some type of death experience. I feel like It's similar in Taurus's reading, but with completely different cards, in that you Capricorn needed this wake-up call of kind of getting out of a rut. I feel like a lot of you guys were in a rut, and you guys weren't going to take yourself out of this rut until something outwardly happened to you that affected your inner world. King of Cups in the reverse. Some of you guys have been like keeping something bottled in, perhaps, is what I'm getting. You've been like repressing a lot, and so because of that repression, like you keep on repressing things, and then there does come a point where it's gonna pop, right? That carbonation is going to make that top just explode. And you know, those emotions, you always kind of like, you can't repress your emotions. You can't just put them on the back burner forever and expect it not to burn, right? And I feel like this Death and Rebirth card kind of gave you that wake-up call and being like, oh, I can't repress this part of me anymore. You kind of like realizing something's like a block in your life that you kind of have to address, you know? It's like that old cliche of just like realizing your childhood trauma is actually playing a bigger impact in your adult life than you were ever aware of, right? It's very much so that cliche. I'm feeling, not to say that all you guys had to look at your childhood trauma, like I'm not a therapist, but it's just, it's in that energy, in the sense of where it's just like a wake-up call and being like, oh, I can't ignore this anymore. Oh, like I didn't know this was impacting me and came from this. King of Wands coming in here, Capricorn. This is just such a energy of, and it's funny because you have the Queen of Fire, which is the Queen of Wands as well. So counterpart energy here. Maybe some of you guys, for some of you Capricorns, have met somebody that kind of has triggered something in you to want you to self-improve, or maybe some person came in as some type of lesson for you that like gave you that wake-up call. Maybe, like, I do feel like it was like some type of outside source that you had your death moment happen. Three of Wands coming in for you. Two of Wands, okay. See, I thought you were gonna, it's weird because I was like, there was like a pause for me because I was just hesitation, because I was just like, I see this as like someone having like a midlife crisis and like kind of like hermiting a little bit and just figuring out what drives them, like what feels good to them. And I was just like, okay, but I just talked about how I felt like some type of outside energy, some type of outside person coming in to shake up your life in some type of way, and maybe potentially have caused this moment where you kind of had to like address repressed things, right? But then I was just like, that doesn't make sense. But then I pulled the Two of Wands, and that's again like that energy of just like figuring out what it is that you want to do with your life. And it's like more like lone wolf energy in this way. So it's interesting. King of Swords coming in as well. Capricorn, have you guys like released somebody recently, or have you had to like set boundaries with somebody recently and realizing like, this is almost like somebody, let's go with like a narrative of somebody like finally being done with looking at like ignoring somebody else's red flags, and you just are being fed up with it, and you just can't do it anymore. That's what I'm getting here from this spread. Like, it seems like whatever it is that you're having to cut out or like put a strong boundary on, you're kind of realizing you allowed this person, you allowed this situation to play out in your life in such a way because of some type of like self-image thing that you had going on, or self-narrative that you had going on. So it's like you ignored certain red flags and told yourself they weren't red flags because you weren't aware that that they are actually red flags, because you can just like, it's that energy of just like normalizing like abuse, or normalizing that Stockholm syndrome, right? Having that Stockholm syndrome is kind of what I feel like was going on here. And now something's happening that's like, something happened that gave you that wake-up call. So it's overall really good, right? Page of Cups coming in, Five of Pentacles in the reverse. So yeah, this is like, Page of Cups comes in the sense of where it's like a new person does enter your life. This is giving me confirmation. Like, maybe you had a set strong boundaries with something or somebody, like cut down, like, you know, maybe it's just like you're quitting an old job and like a new job presents itself, but like it doesn't initially present itself to you, right? Because you have that Five of Pentacles where there is like that anxiety in this, but it comes in like like Page of Cups comes in to rectify this fairly quickly. So it's almost like you had to do some type of separation period with no really plan. You're kind of forced into it because you didn't anticipate something happening. And then it caused some stress in your life. It caused you to like really look inwardly. But then it's through all this that it really causes you to overcome this Four Swords pain, overcome this anxiety, you know, like something comes in and it's just like, oh, okay, that I feel like wasn't going to be available to you unless you let go of something. Or maybe you wouldn't been pushed for enough to have done that, right? Maybe you wouldn't have been like, if you weren't wow, I cannot speak now all of a sudden, Capricorn. If you were not pushed into doing something, or pushed deep enough, maybe you wouldn't have pushed yourself enough to go at an opportunity. Maybe you wouldn't have done certain things just because you were comfortable, that like you were made uncomfortable. And it's because you were made uncomfortable that you broke free from it. You found yourself again. And it's through that you're kind of being rewarded with this Page of Cups. I like this reading a lot, Taurus. Why did I say Taurus? I like this reading a lot, Capricorn, because it's like, it's just like the illusions are gone. It's just like the haziness. It's like you have like a set direction now. I like this. I really do. Your commitment's being tested. So yeah, like it's almost like your spirit rewards you through overcoming this type of cycle or cutting out a certain cycle that's been like happening in your life for a long time now. Because I feel like this is addressing something that's been like a long time coming. Like it's one of those things that was put on the back burner for like years and years and years and years, and you now finally have to clean up that corner. But yeah, hopefully this reading was helpful to you in some type of way, Capricorn. If it was, be sure to give me a like and subscribe. But until next time, I love you so much, Capricorn. Bye.